there. This is Jian Jing from Spokane Public Library, and welcome back to Ask an Emergency Preparedness Expert. In the following two episodes, we talk about water. Our expert, Vern Page, guides us through everything we need to know about water preparation, from procurement to storage to purification. Be sure to watch both of them. And after that, if you have further questions, come to the library. Just ask any staff members. We can help you find titles on this subject as well.
Okay, well, welcome to first in our series on home preparedness, preparing for that unexpected emergency. Obviously, one of the things, if we don't have services coming into our home or the box that we live in, we're in trouble if water's not coming in. We need water. The average American household uses hundreds, 200, 300, 400 gallons of water a day. And we can't live without water. We need it, and we need it in so many ways. I ran across this statement. I love history, and I was reading a history book, that we don't know the worth of something, do we, until it's gone. And I've got a neighbor down here that was in a storm called Isabel. Some of you remember it. It hit the East Coast. He was living in Virginia, and they lost water for 7 days. He said he will never, ever have a home that does not have water in it. He said it was unbelievable, the fear of just not being able to drink. And the apartments that were close by had about 500 people in them. And the sanitation, he says TV never covered the ugliness and horror of a huge building without water. People were actually defecating in the halls, dirty diapers. They had no place to go. And so, folks, you need to have water. How much? How much water? Well, minimum I recommend is 100 gallons. I have more than 100 gallons, and I know other emergency folks in the city, they recommend 200 gallons, but a minimum of 100 gallons per household. And water's free. It's free. You don't have to buy water. Containers, some people have their own containers, or they can scrounge up containers, or you can purchase containers. For the most part, containers are not that expensive. Now, you can buy a water barrel. And the key with any of your containers, including a water barrel, is that it is marked with a little triangle with a 2 in it, which tells you it's a food grade, it's safe for food and water. You can purchase these in a number of different places, but be sure to check the barrel, and it should be new, not having contained other products. You can buy your camp type containers that have the little spigots, and those are a great value. If we lose water, to be able to put one by your kitchen sink, maybe one in the bathroom, maybe one down in the laundry area. You can get them in 7-gallon containers. Now, 7 gallons is heavy, and so I would not suggest that for someone that doesn't have a lot of strength to be able to lift that up. They can be stored in your basement. They can be stored under your house. The gallon containers, you can buy these in gallon containers. I would suggest getting the denser number 2 plastic jugs that will really hold up. I had bought some years ago, and I left them sitting on the concrete, and they actually leaked. And eventually, the concrete has lye in it, and it eats the plastic. So you never want to put plastic on concrete, especially if it has water in it. Glass is the way to go. Glass you put water in glass, 1,000 years from now, that water is good. Nothing is going to change. Water is at its lowest molecular oxidative structure, and so water is not going to change. Glass is the way to go. It's harder to find glass now, and so you have to kind of scrounge around and you find large glass containers. Hey, that's fantastic. 5-gallon buckets, again, with our 2. You can buy these paint buckets that are number 2s that are perfectly fine. If they're new and clean. You can just store water very simply, and you can actually get some of these buckets free. I have a neighbor that lives down the street, and he connects with a drive-in that gives him all the pickle buckets, and they run it through the dishwasher, and he rinses these out, and he stores his water in these old pickle buckets that he gets. Now, if you are in an emergency, obviously you are going to be very careful about using your water because you don't know how long the event will last. If you use up all your water and you're out of your stored water, you have a natural backup system, and that is your water heater. If you are going to use water from your water heater, it's very important that you shut off the power or the natural gas, depending on the type of water heater you have. So you go to your panel or you turn your natural gas off. And now, with a water heater, it is really convenient if you're going to use the water from it, is to have a short piece of hose. And what I have on my water heater is, it's about 3 feet. I just keep it right up on top. So if I ever do need to drain it, and it's got an extension that I can use, that is very helpful. Now, in review of water storage, minimum 100 gallons. That would be a very minimum. And if you have children and you have a newborn with that's in diapers, you're going to need a lot more water than that. Use glass. Glass will last forever if you seal it correctly. Or use plastic. That is the number 2 rating. And you can use your water heater carefully as your final backup. So, for any other information on our website, you can access Spokane Home Prep and click on water.